Welcome back, guys. So we got some news today. So the Creed acquisition, the second Creed acquisition, we'll get into it, has settled down. So it's been about a month. It's kind of settled. Nothing else has come of it, anyone reverting or this or that. So now I feel comfortable talking about it. You know, it's had about a month. We're going to cover it. I also do want to kind of let you guys know, a reminder that Creed has been acquired before, back in 2023. You guys who are around, you remember that. And now Creed is acquired again in a bigger conglomerate by L'Oreal. So we're gonna get into this, guys. Per usual, before we start all this, if you like fragrance deals, discounts, do check out Fragrance by Joma Shop and Perfume Online. Link down below. Great websites, Canada, US shipping and beyond. Fantastic discounted fragrances. Joma Shop, you can do designer shopping, handbags, glasses, watches, accessories, great sites. So let's get into this. So the big news is, of course, that L'Oreal is acquiring Creed. So this did happen. We're going to get into it now. Kering did acquire Creed back in 2023, if you guys do remember that. I'll read a little bit of this blurb. We'll read it together. So Keurig Beauty announced today that it has completed the acquisition of the high-end luxury fragrance house Creed in accordance with the terms disclosed on June 26, and following clearance from the antitrust authorities. Creed will be consolidated in Kering accounts starting from November 1st, 2023. Now, so the Creed you know from 2023 to now under the Kering brand, now this Creed has been assimilated essentially into L'Oreal to use not just Creed, but other Keurig brands, right? So we're gonna talk about this article here. Main headline, selling its beauty business to L'Oreal for 4 billion euros. The two companies announced on Sunday, October 19th, confirming earlier reports from the Wall Street Journal. With this deal, the French luxury group is stepping back from its diversification efforts in the perfume and cosmetics sector. Just 1 month after taking office, new decisive course for Kering, tasked with revitalizing the luxury group, the executive decided to sell its beauty division to L'Oreal for 4 billion. So basically, Creed that was acquired under Kering is now just moving to be acquired under L'Oreal. Now we know what L'Oreal does to fragrances. We've been around for a while. So L'Oreal does obviously own YSL, Armani, Valentino, Kiehl's, Used to the People. Those are more, hygiene companies. Miu Miu, Prada, Aesop, Atelier Cologne, Victor and Rolf, Mugler. That's when all, Pure Melt disappeared, Pure Tonka disappeared. Every pure whatever you can imagine started disappearing. Ralph Lauren, Zara, Diesel, blah, blah, blah. You can kind of see all those designer brands and now just put Creed. Creed is now part of the masses. I am not optimistic about how this is going to go. I really do think they're going to start watering down these fragrances, using less quality materials, but to still try to push and get a same scent. And I don't feel good about this. Kering, yes, I understand, they acquired Creed in 2023. A lot of people were up and down about, the Creed fragrances are actually getting better now under Kering. Some people said Event is starting to get stronger. A lot of other people said this is when the downhill cycle is starting. I do see it both ways. They started to release a lot of fragrances quite quickly that were just lackluster. But now, they're leaving that luxury brand. At least it was still a luxury brand, Kering as a whole. Now they're leaving them to just be another name on L'Oreal's bottom line. Sorry, so a Valentino, Terry Mugler, whatever it may be. Oh, Creed, right there with these designer brands. So it doesn't sit well with me. That's how it goes. It is what it is. We'll keep an eye out to see, are these fragrances in a couple years when all this is acquired, how are these fragrances going to be by Creed? Are they going to be mass producing a whole bunch of garbage? Are all the fragrances going to be watered down? Are they going to smell different to try to meet, these more stringent, essentially, prices and budgets? Are they going to be different to meet these budgets? We'll see. We'll find out. There's another article here, or we can go back to this one. Yeah. So, a strategic committee will be established to ensure coordination between Kering brands and L'Oreal to monitor the progress of the partnership. The addition of these extraordinary brands perfectly complements our existing portfolio and significantly expands our reach into a new dynamic segment. So, okay, the partnership includes the rights to enter into a 50-year exclusive license for the creation, development, and distribution of fragrance and beauty products for Gucci, commencing after expiration on the current commencing after expiration of the current license with Coty, and respecting the Kering Group's obligations as per the existing license agreement. So House of Creed is going to L'Oreal, L'Oreal Luxe, I guess. So that's You know, when you go to brands and you go to L'Oreal Luxe, like, yeah, that's the right section I was reading from. You'll see Creed here. Creed will be right next to, you know, your favorite luxury brand of Ralph Lauren, of Azzaro. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. So me reading that, I'm assuming L'Oreal has creative control, owns the Creed brand, they're being acquired for the next 50 years. So from now, or whenever this starts, let's pretend it starts 2025. There probably is an exact date somewhere here, you know, for 50 years later. So 2025 to 2075, L'Oreal is Creed. What do you think they're gonna do with the brand? Do you think that Creed in that modern day is gonna be considered no different than going to grab Ralph Lauren or going to grab Valentino or going to grab Azzaro? They have great fragrances, those designer houses, but is Creed gonna kind of lose its niche identity, which has slowly started to already over the few years? And it's essentially just gonna become another designer because it has a parent company now. It's not a true niche company, my opinion, is a company that is funded by themselves. It's their own company. They're completely niche. The only influence is them. It's their own directors or creatives or board. It's just them. They are the niche house. They call the shots. They fund it themselves. They create the perfumes themselves. Obviously, you'll have partners for sourcing ingredients and materials. So true niche houses, Creed is not a true niche house, right? Creed is not a niche house, just like Killian is not a niche house. But we typically say when we do videos, you know, niche fragrances, top 10, niche this, niche that. There's a common acceptance that, you know, you're gonna use either expensive private line designers or true niche houses. So that's why sometimes on niche lists, you will see Louis Vuitton, you will see Celine fragrances, you'll see Tom Ford private line, even though it's not. You know, Bulgari Tiger, Bulgari's a designer, but the designer private lines, people put I do in niche videos just to kind of separate niche designer, but really these worlds are being blended. And a true niche house is an independent house, in my opinion. An indie perfumer and a niche perfumer is the same thing. I don't think you need three terms, indie, niche, designer. Indie and niche is the same thing, and then it's designer at the end of the day. So Creed is a designer house, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I hope there's some directors there, or creatives, or decision makers, you know, who are still gonna really fight for that niche quality or independence. But listen, at the end of the day, business is business. L'Oreal owns them. L'Oreal owns them to do what they want. I don't think this is gonna be good. I think we're probably at the best Creed's ever gonna be. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, enjoyed what Creed was, and we'll see what it looks like in 2075. I mean, I won't see what it looks like most likely, but maybe some of you guys will. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. Big topic, big video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.